All right, let's pull back the curtain on a hidden world, a place where just incredible amounts of wealth are traded every single day, completely in secret. We're talking about the multi-billion-dollar ghost economy of Freeports. Total darkness. Yeah, that's the key phrase here. Just imagine a global marketplace that's operating completely in the shadows, where priceless art, vintage cars, gold bars, they all change hands without anyone making a sound. And this isn't science fiction. This is a very real system, and it's all designed for ultimate privacy. So here's a riddle for you. How do you sell a priceless Picasso without it ever moving an inch? It sounds impossible, right? But that's the central puzzle we're going to solve today. And the answer is actually surprisingly simple, but incredibly powerful. Okay, so where is all this invisible trading actually happening? Well, it takes place in a very, very specific type of location, a kind of legal twilight zone. Let's step into this legal no man's land. This is a Freeport. The easiest way to think of it is like a Fort Knox for the super rich. It's a hyper-secure warehouse, sure, but it's the legal status that makes it so special. See, anything inside a Freeport is considered in transit, so legally it hasn't technically entered the country it's physically located in. And that one little legal distinction, well, it changes everything. And this, right here, gets to the absolute heart of the system. Inside the Freeport, the actual painting or the car, it's almost irrelevant. It's just a placeholder, a ghost. The real transaction isn't about the object at all. It's all about the documents that prove who owns it. The real action is on the paper. So if the objects are just ghosts, how in the world do you sell one? How does a deal actually work? Well, let's follow the billionaire's paper trail. The process is almost ridiculously simple. An asset, let's say a painting, is already just sitting there in the Freeport. A buyer and a seller, they agree on a price. They don't ship the painting, they just sign a piece of paper. And finally, a name is quietly changed on a private ledger. That's it. Deal's done. And because that asset never moved and never officially entered the country, the sale triggers no customs duties and no sales tax. Ownership changes hands, millions of dollars are exchanged, and the tax bill is a big, fat zero. Just think about the scale here. A $50 million deal in the normal world, that would trigger a massive tax liability. But inside the walls of a Freeport, that $50 million deal can be closed with absolutely zero tax consequences. So you add it all up. No taxes, no duties. What you get is the ultimate private marketplace. It's a completely self-contained financial ecosystem. So you can forget fancy showrooms or public art galleries. This world is just high-security vaults and silent, paper-based transactions. We're talking complete privacy and maximum financial benefit. And this quote, it perfectly illustrates the mindset here. This isn't necessarily about art for art's sake. When a crate hasn't been opened for decades, the art inside is being treated less like a cultural treasure and more like, well, a stable currency. It's a solid way to just park massive amounts of wealth far, far away from public scrutiny. Which, all of this leads us to a really fundamental question about what these places really are. Are they preserving culture, or are they something else entirely? A pawn shop or a museum? You can look at this in two totally different ways. On one hand, you could say this is a sophisticated system for cultural protection, offering unparalleled security to preserve priceless assets for generations. Or, is it really just the world's largest tax-free pawn shop? A legal loophole for the ultra-rich to hide wealth from the eyes of the public and, of course, the taxman. So, what is it? A brilliant tool for preserving our heritage, or a shadow banking system for the art world? The line is definitely blurry. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. Now that you're in on the secret of the ghost economy, what do you think this system is truly for?